Technology.
So guys, there's a new disease out there. It's spreading like wildfire. It's a new social disease, or, I guess social media disease. I'm not sure what it is, but it's Pokemon Go. So maybe you've heard about it, maybe you're already playing it. Odds are you're playing it, or you've heard about it, or you know all about it. It's only been out since July 6th, but gosh darn it, is this thing everywhere. So, it launched on July 6th. It was all over social media enough that I knew kind of what it was before I left on vacation at noon on July 8th. Our first stop on July 8th, I see a dude walking around staring into his phone with his girlfriend staring into her phone. I was like, hey, guys, do you think they're playing Pokemon Go? Well, half hour later, hour, 2 hours, who knows how much longer, we come out of the museum and there's more people standing in the same place staring at their phones. So I had to stop them. I'm like, buddy, this is a big dude with weird mutton chops. I'm like, man, are you hunting Pokemon? Now that's a weird thing for a dude to say to another dude, but I'm not shy. And he's like, yeah, and I'm catching them. My girlfriend's catching them. We're catching Pokemon. So we chatted a bit, and it was kind of interesting. So he was saying, he had a great point. He said, Michelle Obama spent years trying to get people to get off their couch. Pokemon Go did it in just 2 years. Well, I didn't know anything about it at the time. I didn't realize it was only 2 days old. Maybe he said 2 days, and I heard 2 years because there's no way it gets this big in 2 days. I mean, it's crazy, right? By the 15th of July, we were at Brea. The tar pits. They're really great. There's a museum there. There's an art museum. But if you go after hours, as we did, we were on Hollywood Boulevard that day, and we decided, you know what, traffic's too bad. Let's swing by Brea tar pits and just check out the park outside after hours. It was about 7:30 at night, which, as you know, is still rush hour in Los Angeles. Well, we go into the park, and I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen here. Instead of the park being its usual ghost town, it was overrun by Pokemon hunters. Oh yes, they were going Pokemon. It was quite a sight to see. So I grabbed the security guard and I was like, hey man, do you know what these people are doing? Yeah, I do. They're hunting Pokemon. It's like, is that a normal thing? Again, at this point, I didn't realize the phenomenon was only about a week and a half old. And he's like, yeah, this is really weird. At this hour in this park, it should be pretty much me and you. And that wasn't weird enough, because then he started talking about immigration and how millennials want free college when he, worked part-time to pay his entire tuition, which is great because he's, a baby boomer and working security at the Brea tar pits at night. Nice guy. Wouldn't let me go. Had to really just kind of walk away and fade off. It was weird. So there's a lot of complaints about Pokemon Go. Some people have said, you know what? I'm really annoyed. The servers are down too much. The servers are down. And, I kind of have to stop and think about what kind of preparation Nintendo made. Is it Nintendo? Who owns Pokemon? What kind of preparations they made for Pokemon? So it's like, so Bob, how much server capacity are we going to need here? Huh? How many users do you expect? Well, Tinder has 20 million users, so I don't know, 21 million? Come on, Bob. Tinder took 4 years to get to number one. I'm talking about like this week, next month. How many users are going to be on the server? Oh, yeah, Pokemon Go is going to be bigger than Tinder in a week. Okay, well, I know you're just angling for your bonus, Bob, so get real. I mean, obviously that's not going to happen. So, the app launched, and something like 4 days later, it was bigger than any app ever. And within days of that, it was bigger than that. Still pretty ridiculous. In fact, even before it launched in the Netherlands, the server had 1.3 million users on in a single day, and that's in a country that only has something like 20 million people in the population. Apparently, the app was bringing in something like $1.6 million a day. Now, I don't know what the freemium stuff you could buy is, and I don't care. And I'm not going to download it, and I'm not going to use it, and I'll tell you why. It's the same reason I won't try crack. Everybody who has tried it is hooked, and just like crack, there's no end game. What's the objective? Well, you catch and collect Pokemon. Okay, so then you have Pokemon. Well, yes, but then you have to exercise them. What are you well, you have to walk them around. Well, how do you do? Well, you can do that while you're hunting other Pokemon, but I just tether them to my dog and let my dog run around the yard and exercise my Pokemon. Okay, you know what? That's not the objective. That's not how you do it. Well, what I do is I put it on my little model train set, and I let it skirt around in circles all day exercising my Pokemon. Okay, guys, you know, if this meant something, I would get mad, but I just don't understand. I mean, is it just about wasting electricity? And by the way, running the app, you do really burn through the battery. Most of the people I saw playing it had an external power supply, you know, one of those portable ones, plugged in, and they're carrying both of them, like walking around with a sandwich of phone and battery, hunting a Pokemon. It's just, I don't know, insane isn't the right word. But again, I feel bad for Bob, because Bob was like, oh, it's going to be huge. It's going to be so big. And the powers that be are like, well, you know, yes, it's Pokemon. We might get 100,000 or 300,000 users, but certainly it's not going to get, you know, nope, 30 million people are on it. Oh, God damn it. Now we have to ramp up. And what was great is Nintendo's stock just exploded. And then they reported earnings, and they're like, yeah, stock collapsed. Oh, to be a time traveler. And regardless of Pokemon Go, I would still like to be a time traveler. I would still, you know, if, I don't know who all is listening to this, but if you guys could, if you could look out for me, you know, like if there's a beta testing for, you know, your flying machine that will probably not meld me into one with a fly, I would be interested in traveling through time, in part so I could, you know, capture more Pokemon, but also in part so I could go back to the beginning of this app, because I can't figure out where I can't figure out where the delete button is, and it's getting kind of frustrating. So yeah, I think that's enough for technology this week. Pokemon Go, guys, if you're not playing it, you're old. You know what they say, if you're in your teens and playing Pokemon Go, you've got it figured out. If you're in your 20s and playing Pokemon Go, you're getting up there. If you're in your 30s, I'm not sure this app is for you. Yeah, it hurts, but not me, because I'm in my 40s. So there you go. Technology.